So this episode we head out to Mukra Park. It's owned by Rob and Sharon. Rob was someone we met on the grain harvest while we were working at Gladstone. And while we're out on his property, they actually had other people out there that were reenacting the 1800s. We went out and met them and got to fire their black powder rifle, and we also got to look around their property at some of the older buildings that remain from that era as well. So we're actually out on a mate's property near, or just out of Peterborough, and they've got some other friends out here camping on their property. So we've just popped down the paddock to say g'day and to meet them.
It's very addictive. This is our third time back, I think.
Yeah. Always welcome. Without gifts.
All we get at home is just flat.
It's such an amazing place to experience this. We're very lucky here.
So what era or what year basically are you living out, I suppose?
This is all 1860s Australian pioneer style camping.
And they don't do things by halves? They're basically spending a few days out on a friend's farm and living life to the fullest if they were back in that era. And that will be everything down to hunting,
Yep.
preparing food, everything. Now, if you don't mind me asking, what group are you guys with that you act these things out and live these adventures, I suppose?
Yeah, mainly we do, we're in a group called the Adelaide Regiment, 1862, and that's a South Australian based group, and we mainly do like colonial soldiers, and this is sort of a civilian offshoot of that as well.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you obviously have events each year,
Yeah.
acting out certain eras and certain. Is that more military stuff as well? You do?
Yeah, both, but mainly the military. Again, 1860s, so same era, and a lot of stuff for the public. Yeah, a lot of shows and historic house open days, and we do camps for the public as well.
And you obviously encourage more people to join you and
us and the hobby in general is just it's hard to explain how fun it is until you actually do it. I reckon, if you ever get the chance to do anything like this, just have a go, and you might find you really love it.
I'm
hooked. Yeah.
And I think the more people that are having a go or like learning these skills and what they did back in the 1860s, and it's just a real eye opener. And I think the more people that learn it can keep it alive, basically, and just depict on like how hard they had it back in the day and how simple life was, really.
It's got the good and the bad, but you learn through doing. There's only so much you can get from reading about it. When you actually try to do it, there's so much more you learn just from some of the basic tasks, like how was that achieved. You try it.
Well, I think it's awesome that you guys are doing this.
Thanks.
Danielle sews all her own clothes for this era. She has a few patterns that are pretty straightforward and easy to go. Under her dress she's got sort of other multi-layers, and she also wears the old, corsets as well. So it was pretty interesting to talk to her about the clothing and everything like that.
Yeah, it's just complex for so many different reasons.
So how many years have you been participating?
Yeah, over 20 years. First, when I was like 21, I started, and then yeah, just kept improving on it from there. Yeah. And yeah, my wife over there, Danielle, she got into it through me. Yep.
Yeah, well, it definitely seems like you are all really enjoying it anyway, so which is good to see.
It's beautiful out here.
And I think something with this too, you'd have to enjoy it, otherwise you're not going to follow through with it. Yeah. Okay, Nick has brought out a box, and he's just going to show us what's inside.
What's in the box is a original 1850s Tranter revolver, as loved by the bushrangers back in the day. So this is an original one, probably made about 1853. And as I said, it's a 44 caliber cap and ball revolver, 5 shots. In fantastic condition for its age, given that it's 160 odd years old. And we don't know it's this one's particular history in Australia, but it could well have had a very interesting history given its time.
And that's a fully operational?
Fully operational. It's got a nifty 2-trigger system, so you pull this bottom one with the one finger and that cocks it, as you can see, and then you pull the main trigger with this one and it fires, and then next one. Or you pull both triggers together and it fires in double action mode. So yeah, and that's unique to this make.
Yep. So you're an avid collector.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
And
especially Australian colonial stuff. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, it's good to see that, you know, that all this is kept alive. And you've mainly got operational firearms.
Yeah, because I'm a sporting shooter as well.
Yep. So you want to be able to use them and
to have this sort of stuff.
Yep.
In South Australia.
Yeah. And I do believe you also have a genuine rifle.
This will be again, this is a genuine 1860s New South Wales police troopers carbine. So the police got these from England in the 1860s specifically to arm up against the bushranger threat, like Ben Hall gang and his lot, right? Long before Ned Kelly in the 1880s. This is actually a breech loader. So in the days when everyone else had muzzle loaders, we load from the muzzle. This one actually opens at the back there, like an early bolt action, and then you insert a paper cartridge, believe it or not, in the breech, shut it, you put a percussion cap on there, and then once you full cock it, it's ready to go. And you can actually fire this about 9 times a minute, which is about 3 times as fast as a muzzle loader. So it was pretty. So
it would have been pretty well groundbreaking.
It was good. Yeah, it was good technology back at the day. Yeah.
And obviously, yeah, you want something you can reload a lot faster if you are against a.
And on horseback, it's nice and short. Yeah. So I reckon the bushrangers would have been a bit worried when they saw these in the hands of the coppers.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. And that's a genuine article. It's got New South Wales stamped on it. Yeah.
Oh.
Still works. Yeah.
So there you go, guys. That was pretty much something out of the blue. We didn't expect to actually experience or witness here. We just come out to spend a couple of days with some friends we met, and yeah, while we're out here, he let us know that these lovely people were coming out to basically reenact back the 1860s pioneer days. They do more of the war reenactments, but they love doing this sort of stuff and getting really immersed in it. And yeah, so as soon as we heard that they were coming out, we were like, right, we're sticking around for that, and we'll come out and check it out. And I think it's just awesome just to keep the history alive as well, and just to be able to show people exactly how they lived back in the 1860s. On the farm that we're on, there is a few ruins in that as well, so we'll have a bit of a look around there, and yeah, it's just really good to see.
Making traditional bearing thing.
This is actually easy. It's easier than modern patterns. It's all just rectangles, where,
Yeah, right.
you know,
I
like
told
with
my sister.
the skirt, it's just straight seams. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, right.
Use your solving. You're not actually having to do anything.
Yeah, right.
The simple things in life. Good old cup of
But even
tea.
as hard as this bit
Just
here,
get some milk.
but once you've got your pattern down, it's just side seam, shoulder seam.
Yep. And then you want to pour the black powder down the barrel. It can be a bit tricky sometimes, so you might need to like open it up a bit or break off some more paper.
You reckon there would be?
Yeah, there'd be like buttons, points, pins.
We found some beautiful things. We put this one yesterday. A dog tag, 1898.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, and
That's it, just put it so make sure you got it all.
district number and the dog number.
So how long have you been?
So I've been in the regiment for about 2 years.
Yep.
Yeah, so Nick introduced me to it. He took me out black powder shooting a couple of times.
Yeah, right.
And that's basically why you're in. If you want to keep doing that, join the regiment and do it more often.
Yep, yep.
So then I got my gun license after that and bought the Enfield and
Yeah, right.
away you go.
That's obviously packed in that.
So that's the bullet at the end. So once you've got all the black powder out,
Oh, okay, yes, I've probably got it all out then.
yep, all right. Then what you want to do is tear off the other end and take the bullet out.
Yeah, that feels like I've got it all off.
Yep. All right.
Just over there where my car is. I grabbed it to show you.
Make sure you don't drop it, of course. Yep. So take all the paper off and take the bullet out. There we go. Yep. And then put that in, pointy side up.
So just straight in.
Yep. There you go. Now you want to take, yep, get rid of the paper. And then take the ramrod out.
Yeah, it could be. It could be, actually.
That's it.
Turn it around.
Turn around, push it in. And it should go down pretty easy.
Yep.
That's it. And then give it a good couple hard taps. That's it, just to seat it.
Yep.
That's it. Ramrod back in. There you go, you're now loaded.
So yeah, I've got a good friend of mine. I sent him a message yesterday, so guess what I'm doing tomorrow.
He nearly
So
cried.
yeah, he's pretty jealous.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he's the same as me. Like, we do a lot of hunting and stuff, and then we watch a lot of videos and that on like hunting with black powder rifles and all that. We just think that'd be pretty good to go and do that.
Yeah.
But just to be able to fire one,
Yeah.
that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
So,
And ever since I got it, I've wanted to go hunting with it. So yeah, this is the first chance I've ever had.
yep.
So I've got it. Flick out that cap. Yep. There's a new one. Full cock. There we go.
Shit, it's been a while since I've shot a gun, actually.
Yeah. You know, pewters, but that's early because they stopped using pewters about why, like, you know, 1850.
I feel like I moved a lot.
Pre-harness.
Oh, sorry. That was actually pretty cool.
It's good fun, isn't it?
That's awesome.
Yeah, wow.
This running down there.
That was nice.
1860s.
Well, thank you very much for letting us do that.
That's right.
That's awesome.
That's always good to share it.
Oh, it's something you want to try and keep alive, I suppose.
Yeah. And I just like.
So Rob was telling us the stones or brickwork you see that extend further than the building, that was actually built like that on purpose so they could extend their houses if they wanted to. So I thought that was pretty cool. And this here was a cement rainwater tank, or water storage. So most of the houses you see some sort of cement pit beside it like this, and that's what it would have been their water storage.
This old pottery.
Yeah, you make nice mosaic stuff out of that, eh? There's a whole pile of that.
Pottery.
Oh, yeah. This area of South Australia has a lot of these old buildings. Everywhere you drive, you just see them in people's paddocks and on the sides of the roads. They're everywhere. But Rob was telling us that if you leave the roofs on these houses, it's actually classed as a dwelling, and you get charged rates on them. So that's why all the roofs have been taken off them, so people can't. So they're not classified as a dwelling, basically. But yeah, that's when they start to deteriorate and sort of break down and fall apart. But it's amazing to be able to walk through these if you get an opportunity and actually see how well they're built just out of rocks and all different sizes, but they compact together and they've built walls and they've done it all without today's technology and without just square bricks and mortar kind of thing. So yeah, it was fantastic to walk through all these, and we actually found a fair few little um, sort of buttons and things from that era. And yeah, we had a fantastic couple of days and around here looking around. Oh, what's in there, Robert?
Eh?
What's in there?
The old fireplace. And
Oh, yeah.
you see what the room's been living in, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, the old H is for Tyler Henry.
So these are some of the things we found while we were walking the property, looking at Rob and Sharon's place. Obviously, all these things stayed on their property because what is there stays there. But the dog rego tag was dated back to 1899, and the badge of Australia, we googled that one because that was back before Northern Territory and South Australia were two separate states. So that happened in 1911. So that badge predates 1911. And yeah, we've had a fantastic weekend, and there was so much to see and do out there, and it was wonderful company. And yeah, we really appreciated being able to go out and have a look at all this sort of stuff. Well, as we say goodbye to Mukra Park and Rob and Sharon's hospitality, we actually also say goodbye to South Australia because we're making our way back to Queensland. I've got work lined up in St George in Queensland. Um, as we drove out of here, we found out the roads were cut at Broken Hill due to flooding on the roads, but it only put us behind by a day. But yeah, so our next episodes you'll see us probably in New South Wales and then back up into Queensland. Thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to comment if you like what you've seen and to like and subscribe. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next episode.